Hello and welcome.
Hello.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to High Lonesome Lottery Night.
Yeah, the 2024 High Lonesome Lottery is happening tonight, and we are your hosts. I'm John Eisen.
Miranda Williamson.
I'm Brandon Yankee.
Yeah, it's great to have you. This is the pre-show, so you guys are going to start filtering in, and the lottery starts at 7:30.
Yeah, so on our agenda today, we'll first launch with a full discussion about how this lottery process works. John's going to take us through the step-by-step process so you all will be in the know and see behind the scenes on how this works. Then Brandon's going to walk you all out there.
Yep.
I'm going to move this.
So to watch the process, and that's where the excitement will really start.
Yep.
Where there will be drawings and good times. And after that, we'll come back in here and we'll have some pretty incredible guests before we then have the second part of the raffle.
Yeah, the raffle is where anybody who didn't get in through the lottery has a chance to earn one single raffle spot into High Lonesome. They must already be qualified, and they must be here or have a surrogate. Thank you for the word. Present. So yeah, let's go in. Let's talk about the lottery. So first of all, this year we have 200 spots in the lottery, 200 spots in the race. That's through a partnership with the Forest Service of increasing our spots in the race by 25 per year, up to 250 in 2 years. So we're very excited. This is the most people that will ever get to run High Lonesome ever this year with 200 runners. From those 200 runners, we then subtract the discretionary entries. There's a whole bunch of different kind of discretionary entries, but there's 38 of them this year, and those go to different sources. There's pro runners, so if you're a pro runner and you don't get in through the lottery, you can email Caleb. There is our legacy runners, people who have run the race every year since it became a lottery. We have 10 volunteer spots that are raffled off either the day after the race last year or in a volunteer raffle that happened a few weeks after the race. And those are very exciting to get, because if you just come out and you volunteer, whether you're a comms volunteer, a medical volunteer, or sweeping or course marking, you can win a spot in the race just by being out there.
John, I think fun fact, if I recall my numbers right, last year we had almost 2 times more volunteers than there were runners. It takes a tremendous amount of time and effort to put on the race. So I believe there were easily 400 volunteers out there last year. So it's awesome to see them get out there and run it.
Yeah, you really want to. We want to reward the people who help put on the race by giving them more spots in the race. So in addition to giving them multiple raffles to win spots in the race, we also give them more points in the raffle, more tickets. So if you volunteer with our race, your chances of getting in are increased. That increase is not standard. It's not like it doubles or it adds 1 ticket per hour, but there is a formula online of how much tickets you get based on your volunteer points. So for example, if you do like a comms volunteer. Now I'm the comms director, so I love our comms volunteers. I want our comms team to be happy and excited to come out there every year. The comms team does a lot of stuff, but they established this race day communication network across the mountains. It's a big race, high mountains. It's hard to get cell service up there. So we established this communication network, and then we track all the runners so that everyone's grandmother can see when they finished. But if you do one comms volunteer spot, you'll get I think it's 2.5 points. I could be wrong on that, but it's just a few points. Those 2.5 points already give you an extra point per ticket in the lottery. So that's already increasing your chance. For women, a single ticket in this year's lottery is equal to about a 15% chance to be selected. If for men, it's closer to 3.5%, because we have split pools. There's a women's pool and a men's pool. They start out as equal, so we split the race. This year's 200 runners, so we split them in half, 100 and 100. And then we subtract any runners that have already entered the race through those discretionary entries. So this year we had 15 female runners in the discretionary entries and 23 male runners. And so We have 85 female runners that we're going to select tonight at the lottery in a few minutes.
Woo.
Very exciting.
Yay!
Woo.
All right, ladies.
and then 77 male runners will be selected tonight. And then
Are you two in the lottery?
I'm not.
I am.
All right.
All right.
There's a chance we could pull John Eisen's name tonight.
That would be very exciting.
I'll jump in, by the way, and say we're doing this lottery from one of the sponsors, Law's Whiskey House, downtown Denver.
Yes, why we have
Let's
the
see.
banner in the background.
Right behind me, we've got
Oh yeah. Pull
the
that
Law's
out.
Whiskey House sign that if you get in, this is going to greet you at about 12,000 feet of elevation on Law's Pass, or basically on your way over from St. Elmo to Cottonwood. So shout out to them. But we've got maybe 180 people out in the actual barrel house of the whiskey house, so you'll get a quick tour here in a second, and then we're going to start drawing names, and I'll be filming all of it with these folks. So that's where we're at tonight.
That'll be pretty fun. I mean, the barrel house is beautiful. If you guys couldn't make it here tonight, we hope that you'll make it here tomorrow. By the way, we already have 150 viewers. Welcome. The Whiskey House is great. If you guys couldn't make it here tonight, we hope that you'll join us in the future year. These parties are really fun. The drawing's very fun, especially when somebody who's here gets selected. It's
Gets
always
loud.
very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have any questions you want us to answer, throw it in the chat. After the lottery, we're going to come back in here and we're going to continue this show with some guests. And so if you guys want to just say hi in the chat. Yes, people are saying hi in the chat. It's great. Thank you.
And one thing I'm going to try to do is if we get someone who is here tonight who is polled, who their name is polled in the lottery, I'm going to try to get them to come in here and share their hype with us.
Yeah. And I think we're also going to try and find a first timer. Might bring them on too.
That'd be very exciting. See how nervous they are.
Yeah.
I ran High Lonesome as my first 100, and that was an experience.
Well, yeah, it's more elevation than I think any of the other Colorados, except for Hard Rock.
Except for Hard Rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
And
lottery.
you're right.
Yeah.
That one too. Anyway, but yeah, it's a tough one.
Oh, Ouray is pretty. Yeah, Ouray is very big.
Yep.
And then there's like Creed. There's a lot of great hundreds in Colorado, but I think High Lonesome's one of the better ones. Maybe I'm a little biased. Could be. Yeah. So the lottery system we were talking about, how it's designed. It's designed to weight 4 different variables differently. So we have previous applications. That's the number of applications since you last got in. That's very similar to the way Hard Rock or Western States work, where every year you double your tickets based on that number. So that's a classic lottery system. You know, every time you don't get in, you double your tickets. We also add a little bit of weight for previous finishes. So if you have one finish, we add 0.5 to your exponent. It doesn't matter, like that gets a little weird. You're basically, if you have 0 previous applications, like let's say you finished last year and it was your first finish, then you basically get 3 tickets instead of 2 tickets in your application this year. And if you then don't get in, and next year you'll have something closer to 5 tickets instead of 4 tickets. So we just weight you a little bit more if you've done the race. But that only goes up to a certain point. After 3 finishes, we start weighting that down because we don't want just the same people running it every year. We want a lot of new people. So we want to bring people back, but not too much. So that's how we weight the various, like how many previous finishes and applications you have.
Wow.
And then you also get extra points for volunteering and trail work. So if you go out and do trail work this year and you apply next year, you'll get extra points in our lottery. And if you come out and volunteer for our races, either High Lonesome 100, highly recommend, or the Sawatch 50K, or the Westland Winder 50K, all 3 of those races give you lottery points into our High Lonesome lottery every year. And those points come in with some logarithmic formula. It's all math. I do have some degrees in math, so I could explain it, but it's not really important. Essentially, if you volunteer more, you get, if you volunteer a good amount, you get a bunch of points, and if you volunteer more, you get a little less points than you would for that first few hours. That's basically the lottery tickets system. And then we get everyone's tickets in, and we do a drawing based on some R code that a PhD wrote.
Well,
Um,
so this is the first lottery drawing, right? And then is there another one after everyone drops out? Folks don't say yes?
No, we in addition to drawing our 85 women and 77 men tonight, we will also draw 75 women and 75 men for wait lists. And
Gotcha.
if people don't register, you have 3 days to register, by the way. You have 3 days to register if you
Great.
get into the lottery.
Yes.
You must register, or else Caleb gets very mad at you, and you shouldn't do that. You have to register. You will lose your spot if you do not.
Important distinction. Yes.
And somebody from the wait list would take that spot.
Great. Okay.
And then if you drop out or defer the race, then somebody from the wait list would come up. There's no more selections after tonight.
Okay. Wow. So tonight's a big night.
Tonight is a big night.
Yeah.
We've already drawn the seed, so we rolled some dice for the seed into the lottery system. It's a 9-digit number. We will release the seed after the lottery tonight, so you guys can recreate the lottery on your own using the lottery software. It's all on the website. It's all very transparent.
I was here for the seed. Can you explain the process? 'Cause
Yeah.
I rolled the dice, but I didn't quite get what was happening here.
Well, so it has to do with what's called pseudo-random number generators, which is essentially a computer system way of generating random numbers. So in order to draw the tickets, draw the lottery, we want to generate a random number and see who that random number matches to based on their tickets.
Okay.
And then we draw another random number, and then we draw another random number. And at the end of today, we're going to draw something like 200 plus random numbers. In order to draw all those random numbers, you got to start with one number. And that's called your seed. It's the seed of the random number generator. And so if you plug in a seed to the lottery software, you will get a drawing. If you plug in that same seed, you will get the same drawing, because that seed determines the randomness. It's not actually random. That's why it's called pseudo-random.
Got it.
So, so this seed was rolled on some dice. We have a bunch of 10-sided dice. We rolled it on this table just a few minutes ago,
I'm looking at them now.
and
Yeah.
that
we
seed
can probably
determines
show
the
you.
lottery. No, don't.
No?
You can't,
Oh.
because we can't release the seed.
Oh.
Because if we did, everyone at home would be able to run the lottery themselves. It would ruin the surprise.
Oh my. Okay. Oh, I did not know that. My
Yes.
goodness.
Because that seed is essentially the lottery. And when we plug that in, the lottery happens, and then we get an Excel spreadsheet and we just read it off.
All right, now you know.
That's how
Wow.
it works. All right.
It sounds
Got some
complicated to me.
It's a little complicated. A little bit. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You could have a more standard lottery drawing, drawing tickets out of a hat. This is the way that our race has chosen to do it, so we can basically weight things better.
Mhm.
We don't have to weight things in whole ticket increments. You can have half a ticket. You can have 0.37265 tickets, right? Because those incremental portions of tickets we're able to have those because we have a computer system running our lottery. If we drew only whole tickets, you couldn't have half a ticket. Half
Yeah.
a ticket wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But in our lottery system, you're allowed to do that. And what that allows us to do is weight things like volunteer hours proportional to how we feel they should be weighted.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
So we got a bunch of people in the chat. Hi to everyone in the chat.
Hi, chat.
We're waving a hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
It's about 7:28, so I think, is it time to do a
Yeah.
walkthrough of
It's,
the barrel house?
Time to give you guys a tour of
Yeah.
Law's Whiskey House over here in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, so enjoy the lottery. We'll see you in
30
30
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.